All-Star lineup has been made official. On the FPO side, only Kristen Tatar is not coming, so we have Rebecca Cox filling in her spot. But they're going to be Paige Pierce, Katrina Allen, Missy Gannon, Sarah Hokum, Haley King, Jessica Weiss, Kona Panis, Lisa Fakis, Heather Young, Owen Scoggins, Deanne Carey, and Rebecca Cox. On debate night, I don't know if this person's lying or not. I hope they're not. We were told that the snake draft is going to be live streamed.
That's electric.
Of them picking the... Well, it's electric until you're the last person picked.
Yeah, no, that's the only reason I'm watching the draft is to A, see if there's like an obvious I didn't pick somebody moment where it's like, oh, they must not really like them, which will probably happen at least once. And then B, to see who gets picked last, because that's just funny.
Yeah. You got to be clear about what's funny and what's... You got to be clear about what's funny and what's not, because if not, you'll get called TMZ. On the MPO side, we have Eagle McMahon, Calvin Heimberg, Adam Hammes, Kyle Klein, Kevin Jones, James Conrad, Chris Dickerson, Drew Gibson, Matty O, Nico LaCastro, and then filling in for Paul and Ricky, Ezra Aderhold, and Gannon.
I'm going to go out and say it right now. I think that All-Star, there's too many All-Stars.
Think it's too big?
Yeah, I think it needs to be down to...
It's going to be 2 teams of 6.
I think 12.
Right?
I think it needs to be 8 of each, not 12.
2 teams of 6.
I think 12 is ridiculous when there's not enough. There's not enough. The league isn't saturated enough.
I don't think all of them are playing everything, because I think they're doing 3 teams. They're doing 6 teams.
They're all gonna play the doubles and singles. It's just the skill events. They pick like 2 for each one. So I don't think they're all going to do the skill events.
Yeah, because there's accuracy, distance, and putting skills event.
I don't think the tour is saturated enough to be picking 12 all-stars and being like, yes. Like you cannot seriously look at me and be like, nah, I know Ezra and Gannon. Well, I guess the other back end would be like Nico and Matty O. You can't look at me and say they had all-star caliber seasons.
Matty O?
I think he had a good season, but I don't think he had an all-star caliber season. If you go down to 8, I think it's more like, yeah, those guys were the all-stars. That's just my opinion.
Well, I think the tough part...
It's tough to define like what is the standard for all-star. But
also the tough part is you don't have the 2 of the best players from last year, Ricky and Paul, even there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The top 8 would fill out really nice if you had Ricky and Paul.
Well, if you have Ricky and Paul in there, then Drew Gibson and Chris Dickerson aren't in the top 8.
That's okay.
That's tough.
Yeah, well, it should be tough. be a few higher spots up, like, and you make the all-star. Like, I think that's what I'm saying. Like, you should have snubs in the all-star.
Yeah.
Because, like, it should be that competitive. Right now, nobody even got close to snub from the All-Star because, like, those guys in the end are, like, Gannon, Burr, Ezra, Aderhold, like, I'll just say, like, they're lucky to be All-Stars.
What does snub mean?
Snubbed, like, you should have got in.
People will say,
like, oh, they got snubbed.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But so there's distance, accuracy, putting for the skills competition, and then they're going to have a doubles match and singles, it sounds like. Right? Did I miss anything there? That's the All-Star weekend?
I believe so. Weekend.
Funniest thing last night.
All-Star special.
Because I know y'all didn't listen to debate night. Was
I actually tuned in.
Did you?
For a little bit.
So we did this.
Right
I'm gonna ask y'all's opinion because I already gave mine on debate night.
Okay.
But I'll ask y'all's opinion on this. But we essentially had you like name who you think's gonna win the distance,
oh sick,
putting, and accuracy. And we were like, all right, we'll do putting first. And then we went through FPO, and then we were like, putting first for MPO. And Silas goes, Ricky Wysocki. After we had read it twice.
Tough.
And I was like, well, Silas, we just read the list. Ricky's not there. He goes, oh, okay, read it again. So we read it again. And Silas goes, he's like, all right, Paul. And I was like, Silas.
He's being jokes.
That's what I said. And he was like, no, I looked up, and he was flustered. Like, he was just like, he's like, well then, and I was like, Silas, you can't be serious.
Funny, dude. He hasn't got the composure yet.
Sometimes you just get put on the spot like that.
Yeah, Connor's been there.
Okay.
It's always the producers, guys. It's always the people behind the camera.
Oh my goodness.
So okay, FPO, who's winning putting?
I want to pull up a list.
Oh no, I already know who. It's going to be Heather Young. She's nasty with the putter.
There you go. That's who Brody and Silas.
Heather Young is nasty. With
I had
the
a different answer, but
what's your answer?
No, who did
I'm not telling you.
Oh,
really?
Well, I'll say it after you, but I'm not giving you.
Maybe
a hint.
you picked Own. I feel like she's a decent putter. But
I feel like
Heather Young is
decent putter.
Heather Young is nasty.
You can have the same answer as him if you want.
Absolutely.
I think that is genuinely
Heather
my
Young.
Answer. Yeah,
my answer is Owen Scoggins.
Okay.
I know you like to.
I think people forget
both
how
of them
good
were.
Owen
People
Scoggins
forget
is.
that Heather Young won the like bracket thing that they did.
Seeing
with the
both of them at
competition,
USDGC, their putting was pretty good.
Yeah, I think Owen Scoggins.
I think Heather Young's better from range.
But we also don't know what the putting competition is going to be.
We don't.
Because it could be like a sprint time thing, and all that matters if you get enough putts off.
There ain't
time.
no way.
So we have no idea what any of these competitions
I
are gonna
hope.
be.
I will say for the like all of these showcases, I hope that they are like thought out a little more than just like, okay, putt 3 from this spot, 3 from this spot, and like I hope they like add some twists and make them fun and not just like
add some
super
straddles and
straightforward.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
All right,
fun.
Where do I
accuracy.
find this list?
Instagram.
Okay.
Accuracy. Yeah, it was very. You can't really find it on their website, or like it's very hard on the Pro Tour's website to find what you're looking for. But
on the Pro
you can go
Tour's
on their
page.
Instagram and you'll find it. Accuracy. FPO. Who you got?
This is tough because this one we have no idea what it consists of.
Well, you
Accuracy.
also the tough thing that I overlooked last night, but I'll stick with the answer I gave last night, is you don't know who's going to be picked for what.
Right. Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah. I think it's a safe bet to say Heather Young is probably going to get picked for the putting, considering
I would
she
say
won
so.
the putting competition.
And I would imagine Owen Scoggins gets picked for the putting too. Accuracy.
Well, yeah, I guess if I'm going to eliminate the distance and Paige and Kat, well, I wouldn't surprise me if Paige and Kat get picked for distance, so I'm just going to write both
they're
of
the
them
captains.
off.
They're going to pick themselves.
Yeah.
So we're saying who we think is going to get picked.
No, who's going to win?
Who's going to win? Okay.
The accuracy.
Because the accuracy, like, if it's like, it depends on the range that it is
Yeah.
to some extent. I honestly want to pick Sarah Hokum just because of the forehand.
There you go.
Because a
Yeah,
forehand and
that's honestly what
the
I was
forehand in an
thinking.
accuracy competition might be lethal. Like, it could be very useful. So I'm going to pick Hokum.
That is what I was thinking was her for that exact reason, but I'm not going to say her now because you just said it. So
Oh, okay.
I'm going to say, I don't know. Is Katrina Allen a dumb pick? I feel
No,
like
that's
she's
a
very
great
accurate.
pick. If
That's
she gets
who I
picked,
picked.
if she gets picked
That's
for that,
what-
she could absolutely
That's
win.
who I picked.
Yeah, that's. I don't think she'll get picked for it again because I think that she'll be the distance.
Well,
but
no, they may,
No,
they
I
may
picked-
pick
I
like
picked
Haley
Katrina
for
Allen.
distance or something like that.
Yeah.
True.
I picked Katrina Allen for the accuracy. All right, distance time. Who's winning it?
Paige.
I picked Paige. Brody or Silas picked Haley King.
She just threw far.
She does throw far.
Haley
She
King
does
can
throw
rip, but I think Paige.
But I think Paige.
Unless they incorporate a forehand, then Haley King sweeps.
Yeah, that's
True.
the other side. All right, MPO, putting, accuracy, distance.
Ooh. Putting.
Just hit all three.
Putting I'm going to give to...
I feel like almost every single guy on here sometimes is completely deadly with putting and sometimes is a little
Yeah,
off.
well...
It's just a question of who's gonna.
I'll probably give it to Matty O. I'll give it to Matty O. You could pick so many guys on that list and not be ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Like Conrad
completely agree.
from distance will just not miss. Like Calvin is also like unconscious on the putting green.
Well, that's the thing too. Is you don't
Gannon's
know
a really
you,
good
You don't
putter.
know how much circle 2 or circle 1, like what the format's. gonna be.
Dickerson is obviously stone cold as
What do
well.
you got,
But I've
Calvin?
got
Okay, I'm gonna say Eagle because I think that in this
There's not a chance he's in the putting
yeah.
competition.
He's not there. No way. he
There's
gets
putting.
picked.
There's accuracy and distance.
okay.
He's not a bad pick. He's a great putter. I just don't want to see you.
He's
right.
definitely
You're
gonna
right.
get picked for distance.
You're right. He will.
Watch us all be wrong.
My
Yeah.
reasoning was just gonna be because you're right. He's not gonna get picked for that. I don't know what I was thinking. I was just thinking his personality. I think in a situation like that where it's like more just hype around the event. I feel like he would be good in that situation. But
No, he'd be a great. at the
Everybody
putting,
on
but-
that list could win a putting competition.
all right,
on
I'm
their
saying
day.
Dickerson then.
All right, I went Matty O last night. All right, Trevor, accuracy.
Accuracy is where I'm gonna go with Dickerson. Because if it goes like short to long range, he's very pinpoint from just about every distance. I like Dickerson for accuracy. I
Mr.
mean,
Kennedy?
he's the best woods player on that list. So it's not
I
even
like
a question really.
I like James for accuracy.
I also had Dickerson for accuracy. I think one of them had Adam Hammis for either Brody or Silas last night
For what?
for accuracy.
Did they watch the Shelly Sharp out there playing in the field?
Speaking of Silas, I think picked Drew for putting
What?
after the Shelly Sharp.
That's
yeah.
tough.
Silas.
He was all over the place.
Gosh, man, having something
Distance
night.
contest. Trevor, go for it.
This is going to definitely be an Eagle versus Drew showdown, and either one of those guys could win. I'm going to pick Drew because I'm going to root really hard
There
for
you go.
Drew.
That's what makes our list different. I was Eagle.
I would, yeah.
We almost had the
Drew-
same.
If I had to,
Drew
let's
throws
put it this
freaking
way:
far.
if I had to bet money, I'd probably bet Eagle because he just has he's ridiculous distance. But I think Drew can beat him depending on the format. So I'm going to root for Drew.
I think Eagle wins, but I think Drew is more entertaining to watch.
So who's
I
your
don't
pick?
know. I will say at
Is
the
your pick
distance,
Eagle?
at the distance
My pick
showcase,
is Drew.
At USDGC, that
I picked
distance
Eagle.
showcase, Eagle's very entertaining to
Yeah.
watch, especially when he threw that forehand. That's
Drew
another
just
one.
gets so much snap.
This is
on
another
those
one
discs. It's
where
crazy.
if they have
But Eagle throws
forehands,
farther.
yes, you're right.
if they have
It's distance.
if
It's
they-
not
yeah.
snap.
Right.
It's not a decibel counter of like who can snap it
it-
the loudest.
I would watch that.
I would too. That'd be sick.
I would watch that.
That'd be electric.
A decibel snap. That is brilliant. We should do it. That should be a
Speaking
TikTok
of
or
brilliant
something.
ideas, I didn't want to talk about this because it's just debate night, but I came up with the greatest idea I think I've ever come up with. So, like Brody was talking about how he wanted to have indoor practice, right?
Yep.
And we were saying there's no way to have an indoor disc golf course where you need too much space. Then I came up with an idea where you don't need too much space. All you need is approximately 500 feet of straight, so a warehouse, a part of a warehouse, just a side of the warehouse,
An airplane hangar.
and like make it up to about 30 feet wide. Okay, so
Okay.
literally just a
So
section
all
of
you
a
need
warehouse.
is that. All you need.
Yeah, but you don't need the full warehouse.
500 feet.
You just need a section of a warehouse. That's much more doable than a full 18-hole course inside.
Yes.
So that's what we were saying. We were trying to figure this out. But with my design, you can play a full 18-hole course inside.
okay, how's that work?
So you have a basket and you have poles that line the wall.
And they stick
And
out.
no,
retract or something?
they're all on motors,
So you like press
You
hole two
press
and
it,
it changes.
and it forms the fairway. The basket comes up to like 300 feet, and
That's
the fairway
cool.
forms.
That's very cool.
And then you
That's
can
cool.
make it move to the left or right. That's why it needs to be 30 feet wide to be a hyzer and hyzer practice. And then
love
you
that.
throw from the same spot. Only thing you
Logistically-
can't do is elevation. But
Logistically,
And
well,
you can't really practice
well,
super long putts because as long as you get to the other end of the warehouse. Well, never mind. The basket will be
the
never mind.
basket moves.
Yeah.
logistically a nightmare, but cool idea.
But much more doable than trying to create 18 holes courses inside.
I don't know that it is because all you're lacking is the space.
Well, yeah,
for
but space,
that.
you're going to need a freaking mall.
In
or
this
something.
case, you're lacking the technology to program. Like you have to
I mean, think about
program
how much fun
motors.
mall-
No, that technology exists.
Well, no, but I'm just saying like it's harder to acquire that than I think it's
I was
harder to
doing that
acquire
in,
that
like-
than land where you just have to put up walls.
I don't know.
Think about how much fun mall disc golf would be.
It would be. We need to do that for a video.
Oh, that'd be so
Yeah.
sick. Imagine if there was like an abandoned mall around
There's
here.
got to be one somewhere.
It's all right. I'm gonna do
Haven't seen
a
it.
skip shot forehand into the Spencer's gifts.
All right, it's time for the fan favorite segment, Trevor's Trivia. Actually, now that I've said Trevor's name, let's get a little update on that polecat counter.
That little pole cat.
Rent-
Is it like a pole?
Sounds like it's rent free in your head.
What's the update, Hunter?
How many likes does it have?
349.
The funny thing is, the Penrose one's at 347, so
It's still neck
kinda
and neck.
close.
It's still neck and neck. The other issue,
That's so
I think
funny.
I'm going to delete my first tweet that directs people to the
That's
wrong
funny
one.
because if it stays that close, like all it would take is one more subtweet from me, and I could just win again.
I'm going to delete that tweet so that because
I don't think I want to because I don't think I care enough. I'm just gonna make
At
a
that
statement.
point, you should just tweet and say, "I'm gonna putt with."
I
this."
think you know, what,
Doesn't
Hunter. I think
matter.
we should.
He already did that.
I think we should just
Yeah.
make.
and
it,
I said we will riot.
I think we should just make one final Twitter poll.
Let's use from Foundation's account
Yeah.
a Twitter poll of
No,
what
I
does
would
Trevor
lose
putt
that.
with?
I would lose that. 100%. I would lose that.
So you think I could beat you in a Twitter poll?
Because I'm winning. Like I would essentially be
No,
winning
here's what
either
we'll
way
do.
because people want to see me putt with.
Here's what we do. We do this. We
It's
say,
like me versus me, but one of the me's gets humiliated. And they
No,
love
no,
that.
no. Listen to me. Hear me out here. We've used Foundation's account.
Yeah.
And
There's
we
no
say-
situation where
No,
this-
there is. Listen to this. We use Foundation's account. We say, vote for what you want Trevor to putt with next season. Vote Hunter if you want it to be Polecats. Vote Trevor if you want it to be EV7.
Oh,
so
see how
it's just
people
Hunter.
read it?
It's just Hunter and Trevor.
I'll still lose. I'll lose.
But you got to admit you're closer there. Because enough people would be like, oh, Hunter and Trevor and Trevor. And just
Maybe.
scroll.
I
Keep
still
going.
lose.